My topic for today is The Earth Was Filled with Violence, the Sign of the End Time, Eschatology. All Christians must know four important verses during the COVID-19 pandemic. Genesis 6:5, Ecclesiastes 8:11, Isaiah 5:20, Matthew 24:9. Genesis 6:5. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thought of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord regretted that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. So the Lord said, I will blot out man whom I have created from the face of the land, and man and animal and creeping things and birds of the heaven, for I am sorry that I have made them. Only 45% of Christians believe that Noah's flood was a global one. 55% of Christians believe that Noah's flood was a local flood. As time passes, the Christians who believe in the global flood are dwindling. The sign of the end time. Wickedness will be great in the earth. Every intention of the thought of man's heart is to do evil continually. Business people will have to find customers to abide by the same rule. People will have to find other people to socialize with. A man cannot find a wife for a lifetime. A woman cannot find a life partner whom she can trust. No one can fully trust another person. The woman I'm sleeping with may stab me to death with a dull kitchen knife while I am sleeping. We can only stay together as long as we both agree. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is predictable. There is no civility among strangers. Elderly Asians need to be afraid of a young white man or a young black man. There is no distinction between good person from an evil person. Everyone is a stranger and cannot be trusted. Ecclesiastes 8:11. When the sentence for a crime is not quickly carried out, people's hearts are filled with scheme to do wrong. When a crime is not punished quickly, people feel it is safe to do wrong. Because the sentence against an evil deed is not executed speedily, the heart of the children of man is fully set to do evil. Evil is increasing every day. Crime occurs everywhere. Crime can happen anywhere. There were two men with fast feet at a jewelry store. A man with AK-47 was at a grocery store. A hitman waited for his target in the wooded area. 3 people were shot at a mall. A 7-year-old girl was shot at McDonald's drive-thru in Chicago. 3 women were robbed on the street of Florida during the daylight hours. Isaiah 5:20. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe to those who acquit the guilty for a bribe and deprive the innocent of his right. Who acquit the guilty for a bribe? The jury acquit the guilty for a bribe. Who else can there be? The judge is also complicit in the jury decision. A juror who took a bribe during a 5-month money laundering and drug trafficking trial has been jailed for 6 years. This case is very rare. If the people interpret the Bible in this way, there is no practical application from the Bible. Woe to those people who reject the law of the Lord of hosts and who despise the word of the Holy One of Israel. Who call evil good and good evil? The government call good evil and evil good. The government jailed a pastor during the COVID-19 pandemic. At the same time, the government released a murderer from a prison during the COVID-19. To subject a murderer to possible infection was a cruel and unusual punishment. 99.97% of the people who contracted COVID-19 recover. A pastor is the most dangerous person during COVID-19. A convicted murderer is the least dangerous person during COVID-19. The act of locking up the pastor in jail is good, while the act of locking up a murderer is evil. Releasing the murderer from a prison is good, while releasing the pastor from a jail is bad. This is not the only case. Police handcuffed a pastor who read from the Bible the definition of marriage. Reading from the Bible is a hate speech. The pastor is a dangerous man and sorely needs to be locked up. Matthew 24:9. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and to put you to death. You will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. And because lawlessness will increase, the love of the many will grow cold. Evil people will deliver Christ's follower to tribulation and to death. Christ's follower will be hated by all nations for Jesus' name's sake. To do something in Jesus' name means to have the same behavior as Jesus. Many Christians will fall away from the faith. Many Christians will betray the faithful Christian and hate them. There will be many religious leaders who will call followers after themselves. These leaders will lead many Christians astray. 2,000 years ago, the Jewish religious leaders accused Jesus of mental illness, being a demon, and a blasphemer. In Matthew 11:3, John the Baptist asked, "Are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for another?" Jesus answered John the Baptist, "Go and tell John what you hear and see. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. And the dead are raised up, and the poor have good news preached to them. And blessed is the one who is not offended by me." And because lawlessness will increase, the love of many will grow cold. What does this mean? How can this be? During the COVID-19 pandemic, many people are under tremendous stress. Many people lost their jobs and income. They cannot pay for their mortgages. A man lost his wife to COVID-19. A woman lost her life after taking the COVID-19 vaccine. Small business owners lost their business due to rioting and looting. They also lost their income due to COVID-19 pandemic. It is not possible to be generous when people are under tremendous amount of stress. A woman cannot care for her baby when the sound of baby crying would give away to the enemy her location. 2 women agreed to eat their baby during the famine. The end. If you have any question or comment, write them below. Thank you.